If you don't mind, just kind of go straight into it. We're gonna start with you, Branson.
Okay.
Break down this book for us. Where did the whole concept come from?
99 in 2000 is an anthology, so it's just a collection of stories. That collection of stories comes from people like you and I, millennials that are just navigating the culture while trying to pursue purpose.
So what even gave you the idea to say, let me just involve everyone that I know and people I don't know?
So when I first started my platform, 20-something, it initially was going to start off as like a lifestyle blog of me highlighting myself, but after seeing it on paper, I was like, this is whack. You cool, but you're not that lit. Like,
that's real.
like you need
know yourself.
You need to highlight other people. And so when I began to kind of just research the people around me, the community, I saw that there were just as lit people as me. You feel me?
Just as lit as you.
Right. And so I felt like I needed to highlight those people in their stories because, you know, everybody don't look like me, you know? And so that is kind of how I got the idea to start bringing everybody and highlighting everybody into the platform.
About how long ago did this concept come to you?
So I just relocated to Oklahoma in September. September 1st. I'm looking at them like, when did I move?
It's a while back.
Because they know my life. They know my life better than I do.
The family's growing. I'm seeing it's a tight unit already.
Yeah, it is. And so September 1, I was driving down to Oklahoma, and I just kind of got the revelation from God, like, hey, you gonna write a book, and it's gonna have 20 people in it. And so I didn't waste no time. I just started calling everybody.
Were these all people you knew, or just names that just kind of came to you?
People that I knew. I had, you know, working relationships with them, personal relationships with them, and I valued their story, and I valued how far they had come.
Understood.
You know what I mean? And so I was like, all right, like, this is the perfect person. And the people that fell through it doesn't mean that they have less valuable stories, but I do believe that everyone that is in this first edition is there for a reason.
So first edition, how many do you see these, more editions of these? How many more do you see coming?
I see it being like an encyclopedia. Like when you think of the encyclopedia, like it's mad volumes of them. You get what I'm saying? Like it's about to be like a whole library stacked of us.
Okay.
You feel me? Is what
I'm sure
I see.
people are already inviting themselves to the next one.
I'm with all of it though, but
sure.
I'm with it. I'm with it because the book got to keep going. And so it's like if we don't have stories, then we don't have books.
That's real.
Right.
That's real. All right. So break it down to me. Where do you come in this book?
So my chapter in the book is God's plan, and I just basically in my chapter I just basically talk about how God had how I had my own, how I wanted my life to go, but God had a completely different way He wanted my life to go. Like, oh, you thought. So I just talk about that and just my life and just how I got to where I am now, and then I talk about my my brand, my business, which is Kayla's Closet, because I'm a stylist. So yeah,
super
She's
dope.
popping, guys.
Very popping.
Yeah. She popping.
Yeah, I've been stalking the grams. Y'all are all popping.
Thank you.
All right, tell us about your chapter.
Okay, so my chapter is, you know, making the mix. I'm the, you know, CEO and the creator of the Mix Talk Show, and it's just my journey of how I created my own talk show. You know, being a young man from, you know, my background, I had the opportunities to be more creative. Like my dad's a singer, my mom, she paints, so you know, creativity was always on my side. I always knew I had, you know, a passion for the arts, but I just didn't know like how to do it. So you know, I was in a little rap group at once, and I was at.
Oh, we didn't know that. All seems to rap.
Yeah, I used to rap back in the day, but you know, you pick and choose.
Can we get a 16 though?
Right.
I'll send y'all the link to one of my songs.
I'm Googling you out.
Right.
SoundCloud's popping.
You already know Jay Vance it was me and Jay Vance in the group, so shout out to us. But you know, you pick and choose your battles.
That's real though.
You said shout out to us though. Did you pick that?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. Shout out to us though.
Right.
You pick and choose your battles, and I
Yeah.
knew that I love entertainment. I knew I loved music, but just doing music wasn't for me. So I was
Right.
like, you don't have to be a rapper to be in that entertainment music world. So I was just like, you know, I looked up to Arsenio Hall, Montel Williams, Torre from BET, and I'm saying like all these black media people are here, and it's like we don't have that for my generation. So I was like, let me be that for my generation. And that's how the mix started. So my chapter is basically how I started from a sophomore in Charles to now, you know, us on YouTube getting that shmoney.
Charles, what school is that?
Oh, that's Norfolk State.
Okay.
The Norfolk
Shout
State.
out.
You already
Just
know.
real quick, just had to just put that out there.
The Norfolk State.
Come on now. Where do you fall in the book?
My chapter is called Painful. I like to say things don't happen to you, they happen for you.
Mhm.
So a lot of the stuff that I went through at Norfolk State, which I graduated from twice,
Come on.
that was my first interaction with real world.
Mhm.
I had already lost my uncle to cancer. That was like a smack in my face because he was like the father figure for me.
Mhm.
So going to Norfolk State and getting involved with people and thinking fate and thinking I knew what I was doing, thought I was an adult. I wasn't. I had some reality checks and I learned a lot about myself, and I realized at a certain distance that most girls in that position, whether they were raised with a mother, whether they were raised with a father, they are going through similar situations. They always need to hear somebody that's possibly has gone through that, who's on the same relatability. Because I know my mom, when I'm growing up saying stuff to me, I'm like, okay, I hear you, but I didn't hear her. I wish somebody who was kind of my age would have said something to me. So in that book, I was able to literally look at myself 8 years ago, homeless with a child at Mount Trashmore, and say, what do I wish somebody would have told me? And that's literally what I put in the book. That you're gonna keep going. You're gonna push through. You gotta keep that mentality that it is happening for you, not to you. So that
That's
was
real.
my chapter.
That's real.
Let's go.
Let's
Yes.
go. Let's kind of dial it back. Even started from the title and the cover. Kind of explain where this concept came from for us.
So the title comes from, of course, the era that we stem from, the 99, right? We from the 99 and 2000. Nokia phones, Nick at Night, Keenan and Kel.
All
You
that.
feel me? Though we don't bang with Bill, the Cosby Show, the Cosby Show rather. And so, but even just to take it a little further, when I was making the cover, like I was like going through like covers, and my friends like, this is ugly, like this is trash, like, and I'm like, you're right. And so I went back and she was like, why are you just not confident in what you do? I was like, you're right. So I went back and I made the cover and I made it yellow. She was like, why yellow? I was like, yeah, it's yellow, and I'm keeping it that way. And a Bible verse came across my mind, 1 Peter 1:7. It talks about the fire and how fire tests and tries gold just to see if it's real. And basically how God does the same thing with our faith. He will allow trials and things to like test our faith to see how hard we go. You get what I'm saying? See how hard in the pain we go. And once he sees that we've made it through and that we, you know, we're still believing, that we still are passionate, that we're still pursuing what we believe in, that's what he sets up as a trophy. You get what I'm saying? That is what he's proud of. The fact that our faith has, you know, stayed strong. And so the cover is yellow because it represents that fire that we have all been through. Like she was just saying, she was homeless in her car, you know, with a baby. You get what I'm saying? That's what else is fire. You feel me? Like what else is fire? And so all of us have that fire underneath us that we've been through, but that same fire, those same like events is that fire that keeps us going. You know, like she said, she'll look back to that story and it's just like, oh no, I gotta work. And every time I look at that book cover and I just see it sitting in your hand or whatever it is, it stands out. You know, it takes over whatever it is.
For sure.
And so that's us. That's this generation. That's them. That's you. That's me.
So not only does this inspire and speak to others, writing this book, what did you learn about yourself in this book? I'll start with you.
I really learned about the confidence in myself. If you know me, if you really, really know Austin, I'm like very introverted. Like when I'm around like a bunch of
yeah, he will have his moments.
I'm like really like I can be like really shy and I could really
He's the most introverted, extroverted.
The first time I met him,
he
was quiet, and today I'm like, who is this person?
Like I can doubt myself a lot. So writing this book, and like going back to the stories that happened from, you know, the beginning of when I started to mix till now, I'm just like, wow, like of being my own CEO, I've endeavored so much and I kept continue to push on. So I definitely learned that I have some strong willpower.
Come on, willpower.
What'd you learn about yourself?
It kind of just like what he said. Like, I am the type of person, I'm shy.